This plant is Rhaphiolepis pink lady, and it is a very common shrub, used a lot commercially. Used to be used a lot in residential, but what I think has happened is there's a lot more interesting options for evergreen shrubs, and so it's kind of waned in popularity. But I think it really has a good place in a landscape. So it's an evergreen shrub. They're hardy at least down into the teens, probably lower, and it can take a lot of heat, a lot of abuse, and once they're established, they're quite drought resistant. I like the dark green glossy foliage, as you can see here. It's a good looking shrub. And these are under the canopy of some trees, so they get protected from the hottest part of the day, but they don't need it. They've got a leathery leaf that they can handle that just fine. See how nice those look? And they get a very showy light pink flower in the spring, and there should be a photo at the beginning of this showing you it blooming. And then the thing about these is that some people don't like is that the flower turns into a berry, these turn kind of purplish black, and you can get a lot of those on the plant. Now in commercial applications like here, they'll come in and they'll shear the plant after it's done its bloom, so they're deadheading it and pruning it at the same time, and that's a good strategy because you get rid of all the berries, or most of them, as well as shaping the plant. So I really like how these generally appear. They've got a rounded form to them, but they've kind of grown out of the harsh pruning that these sometimes get, and they just have kind of a soft rounded form to them, and I really like the way that looks. If you're using these in a residential application, I would selectively prune these to keep them looking the way you see here. 4 to 5 feet on center is how I would space these, and expect that you can keep them around 3 feet. I see these kept down around 3 feet all the time. These are quite large here, but they work for the space they're in. Over here they've used them as a parking lot barrier between the street and the cars, so it hides the cars in the parking lot. I think that's a good use for these. And really they're just super low maintenance. They can handle this ivy growing at their feet, and the ivy doesn't hurt the plant, so I think that's a good feature as well, as they're durable. And they're also growing amongst the roots of these evergreen ash trees and not having any issue with it. So a lot of strong points with this shrub. I just think that it's got a little bit of a bad name because it's been around so long and been used for a lot of years. But at the end of the day, as a designer, I need long-lasting plants that do a job for me, and these really fit the bill for this particular use. So that is Rhaphiolepis. Oh, by the way, the deer love Rhaphiolepis, so do not use this in a deer area. They'll likely eat it. And that's what I can tell you. Oh, and the common name for this is India Hawthorn. There are quite a few varieties out there, but this is a good mid-sized variety. Rhaphiolepis pink lady, India Hawthorn.